I stand by what I said. As you know, one of the recommendations from WHO is the whole-of-government approach involving all sectors. And the principal, which is the head of state, taking responsibility and leading the whole response. And that's exactly what he's doing, and which we appreciate, because fighting this pandemic needs political commitment, and commitment at the highest level possible. And the President's commitment, you have already seen it, and the world have seen it. And that kind of leadership is very, very important, the whole-of-government approach, to mobilize all sectors and stop or suppress the pandemic. So I know he's doing all he can, but not only the whole-of-government approach, but the other, like expanding testing, and also the other recommendations we're making are also in play, and he takes that seriously, and that's what we see. And I had a conversation, I had a chance to discuss with him, and that's what he said, and he's doing. So I believe that that kind of political commitment and political leadership can bring change, or can stop this pandemic.
I remember the fear and the panic that existed in 9/11, where a single moment your whole concept of life and society can be shaken, where you need to see government perform at its best. You need to see people at their best. Everybody's afraid, everybody's nervous. How you respond, how you act. This is a character test for all of us individually. It's a character test for us collectively as a society. What did you do at that moment when all around you lost their head? Right? Rudyard Kipling. That is this moment. What does government do in this moment? It steps up, it performs, it does what it's supposed to do. It does it better than it's ever done it before. What does government not do? It does not engage in politics or partisanship. Even if you are in the midst of an election season, even if you are at a moment in time in history where you have hyper-partisanship, which we now have, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, it is essential that the federal government works with this state, and that this state works with the federal government. We cannot do this on our own. I've built airports, I've built bridges. We have made this government do things that it's never done before. This government has done somersaults. It's performed better than ever before. I am telling you, this government cannot meet this crisis without the resources and capacity of the federal government. I spoke to the President this morning again. He is ready, willing, and able to help. I've been speaking with members of his staff late last night, early this morning. We need their help, especially on the hospital capacity issue. We need FEMA. FEMA has tremendous resources. When I was at HUD, I worked with FEMA. I know what they can do. I know what the Army Corps of Engineers can do. They have a capacity that we simply do not have. I said to the President, who is a New Yorker, who I've known for many, many years, I put my hand out in partnership. I want to work together 100%. I need your help. I want your help. And New Yorkers will do everything they can to be good partners with the federal government. I think the President was 100% sincere in saying that he wanted to work together in partnership, in a spirit of cooperation. He has taken evidence that his team has been on it. I know a team when they're on it, and I know a team when they're not on it. His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning, and they've thus far been doing everything that they can do, and I want to say thank you, and I want to say that I appreciate it, and they will have nothing but cooperation and partnership from the state of New York. And we're not Democrats and we're not Republicans. We are Americans at the end of the day. That's who we are. And that's who we are when we are at our best. So this hypersensitivity about politics and reading every comment and wanting to pit one against the other, there's no time for this. The President is doing the right thing in offering to step up with New York, and I appreciate it. And New York will do the right thing in return. We have had a phenomenal increase in testing. We've been able to use our laboratories. Our emergency management team has done a very good job of reaching out to our state labs, getting them on track, getting them coordinated. Our testing numbers are way up, as you'll see. Next week, by the end of this week, we think we're going to be up to about 7,000 tests per day, which is an exponential increase of what we have done. I made this suggestion to the Vice President. I made it to the President. I often tell you when I am unhappy with the federal response to this state. The fairness dictates that kudos where kudos are due, and here the Vice President and the President responded very quickly. So I want to thank them for that.